Hello, everyone, and welcome to my presentation today about believing in yourself. If we have not met yet, my name is Susan Lopresti, and I absolutely love supporting people who are motivated to improve their lives. I guarantee that this presentation will be a life-changing experience, so let us get started. Why confidence is so important. Self-esteem is how we view ourselves, our own value, and our own sense of worthiness. It is a critical component of our decision-making, risk-taking, and also motivation. Those with lower self-esteem tend to believe that they're not as worthy of things as others, such as achieving their personal goals, while those with higher self-esteem embody desirable outcome. Think of one thing that you hold a lot of value in. Maybe it's gardening, for example. You will make sure to put in the energy to keep your garden well watered and weeded. You may even go that extra effort into researching the plants that you're growing to ensure that they're in the best growing conditions. That's similar to self-esteem, except that it is yourself that you care for rather than your garden. Healthy self-esteem or value in oneself breeds confidence. Confidence is defined as a feeling of self-assurance arising from one's appreciation of one's own abilities or qualities. Do you see where I'm going with this? A lack of self-confidence keeps you from living our lives to the fullest. We become afraid to freely express ourselves, contribute our ideas, and even share our talents. Benefits of becoming more confident include more happiness and enjoyment, less self-doubt and limitations, gain strength in capabilities, freedom from fear and anxiety, and also a reduction in stress. Are you interested in making this shift happen? Great, stay tuned. How do you talk to yourself? Yep, you heard that right. How do you talk to yourself? Are you harsh and judgmental or supporting and loving? We all talk to ourselves, sometimes even out loud. Everyone does it. There are two distinguishable modes of talking to ourselves. There's instructional, like when you're working through a task, and motivational, such as, I can do this. This motivational self-talk is closely related to our confidence levels and what we believe that we're capable of. The Faculty of Physical Education and Sports Sciences at the University of Tehran in Iran conducted a study of how motivational self-talk improved basketball abilities. Over 150 students were involved, and the results concluded that positive self-talk and a can-do attitude improved their speed and their accuracy immensely versus the controlled group. Believing and telling yourself that you're capable of a task, even a physical one, contributes to you excelling in it. Isn't that remarkable? I think it's fantastic. So don't believe any of this. What happens when you don't talk so nicely to yourself? Talking negatively to yourself can have different outcomes, but all have common themes. It's not productive. Negative self-talk can be fueled by a number of things. Some non-productive outcomes include irrational beliefs about yourself, a bad mood that isn't addressed, persistent pessimism, being overly critical, fear, and anxiety. These are all very real things that most of us experience, but the trick is stopping them in their tracks. If we do not reinforce our negative beliefs, they have no power over us. Some examples of common negative self-talk: I'm not worth it. There's no use, I can't do it. People don't like me. I'm not enough. Others are better than me. My opinions don't matter. Nothing ever goes right. I must be perfect before I can start. Do not believe any of these things. They are wrong. Up next, I will be sharing some examples of what to tell yourself instead. So let's look at the power of positivity, right? And our minds are powerful machines. The thoughts we produce can translate into action, and that is how we truly achieve greatness. However, if we are filling our minds with negative comments about ourselves and our circumstances, we are creating boundaries for ourselves that we otherwise would not need to overcome. Think of your mind as a computer. You must program it for efficiency to run smoothly and complete its task. Your mind is the same way. So instead of the negative self-talk examples that I listed before, let's try these instead. I can handle this. I'm making progress. I'm in control of this. I am willing to try. I will eventually get it. I have many likable qualities. I do not need to compare myself to others. I am complete as I am. It's normal to feel this way. And my personal favorite is a quote from John Lennon. Everything will be okay in the end. If it's not okay, it's not the end. Do you have a favorite phrase that you like to tell yourself when you're presented with a struggle? I'm sure that there are some, and I'm sure there's also a lot of negative talk. I am whole and I'm perfect the way I am. I am mantras and affirmations are two forms of self-talk that are used specifically to cultivate self-care. Much like the positive self-talk I mentioned before, the main purpose is to rewire your brain for a more confident and optimistic outlook. The main difference is these are exclusively performed out loud. While they have a similar goal, mantras and affirmations are different from one another. Mantras are either words or sounds in any language that evoke a deeper focus, meditative state, or a calming emotion. Many of you may be familiar with the Om mantra that's often practiced within the yoga community. The sound Om vibrates at a frequency of 432 hertz, or Hz as it's called, which happens to be the same vibrational frequency that's found throughout everything in nature. This is why it's considered a sacred sound. On the other hand, affirmations were developed by neuroscientists in the 1970s with the goal of redirecting thought patterns. These tend to be incomplete sentences addressing something specific. These are also performed out loud. Try saying some of these every morning, maybe even when you're looking at yourself in the mirror. And if it feels uncomfortable at first, that's the hallmark of the beginning of change. So if you're uncomfortable, great. Feel that uncomfortability and know that this is what's making you change. So some that I like: I love who I have become. I let go of negative thoughts and feelings about myself. I am always growing and developing. My opinions resonate with who I am. I am whole and I am perfect the way I am. Both mantras and positive affirmations can help with problem solving, create inner clarity, increase positive emotions, increase the likelihood of personal success, and of course, increase confidence. So now let's look at the power of habit. Habits can either propel you in the direction to your goals or steer you off the path from them. Either way, they have a powerful contribution to the outcome. There are even books that are written about this. The Power of Habit, that was written by Charles Duhigg specifically, is a fantastic read on how everyday habits affect the way we see ourselves and our likeliness of achieving our goals. He delves into defining a keystone habit as powerful tools to uncovering your true potential. They are made successful by lending our focus to one centralized goal and seeing other routines fall appropriately around them. For example, if you're determined to develop a daily exercise routine, it is likely that you will notice yourself choosing to eat healthier, wake up earlier, and utilize your time more efficiently. Whatever your desired keystone habits may be, the idea is that it's working towards it will create a ripple effect in changing other routines in your life as well. Duhigg said, if you believe you can change, if you make it a habit, the change becomes real. This is the real power behind a positive habit. So what is the habit that you're looking to implement in your life? And how are you going to set out to achieve it? So go for that goal. All successful people have one unifying characteristic, and that is that they set goals for themselves. Naturally, we are inclined to do what has always worked for us. Therefore, when we set goals and succeed, we're more likely to continue that habit. This is a huge personal development exercise. Just like anything else, you want to get good at it. Practice it and practice it all the time. Practice is everything. Practice setting goals for yourself and working towards them helps you to recognize your potential and strengthen your confidence in yourself. A few tips to be sure that you get the most out of goal setting is to take small steps, create a timeline, and give yourself credit along the way. Accept that failure is not a reason to give up. If you fail, okay, let's say you're on a diet and you eat ice cream. Enjoy the ice cream, let it go, and set yourself back into the routine of eating healthy. Don't give up. Become your own best friend. In our ever-connected world, solitude has become a dying art. And I talk a lot about staying connected to people and friends and so on and so forth. Go for the goal. All successful people have one unifying characteristic. They set goals for themselves. Naturally, we are inclined to do what has always worked for us. Therefore, when we set a goal and succeed, we are more likely to continue that habit. This is also a huge personal development exercise. Just like anything else, you want to get good at it. Practice is everything. Practice setting goals for yourself and working towards them helps you recognize your potential and helps to strengthen your confidence in yourself. A few tips to be sure you get the most out of goal setting is to take small steps, create a timeline, and give yourself credit along the way. Also, very importantly, accept that failure is not a reason to give up. If you fail, that's just a practice. Try and try again. Just don't feel like you need to give up, right? And then become your own best friend. So in our ever-connected world, solitude has become a dying art. And I know that in a lot of my coaching programs, I talk about the importance of connecting with people and staying connected, but there's also an importance to solitude. We always have some way to get in contact with others, right? And this isn't a bad thing, but it most certainly can take away from your relationship with yourself. A few benefits of being your own best friend include cultivation of self-awareness, ability to support and comfort yourself, increased acceptance of yourself rather than punishment, and also the realization that you are fundamentally worthy. Think of how you would treat your best friend. Isn't that how you deserve to treat yourself as well? Spending time alone, doing things that make you happy is a great practice to add to your life. Whether it's reading a good book or strolling in nature, the possibilities for entertainment alone are endless, and they're also very beneficial. So I want to go on to talk about meditate to confidence. And stress is unavoidable, but managing it is one of the most important ways of respecting yourself. Meditation can do just that. Meditation works by directing your body's attention to the parasympathetic nervous system, or better known as the home to the relaxation response. It triggers feelings of calmness and well-being, all the while contributing to clarity against the limiting beliefs that we may have about ourselves. Meditation can be used as an incredible tool for confidence building in several ways. It helps you to confront your negative beliefs that you've created about yourself. It invites the opportunity to spend quality time with yourself and become a beneficial habit added into your day. And there's an interesting study on the topic, and I'm going to put the link in the notes about that. So meditation can be a self-guided meditation that you could use a mantra or an affirmation, or it can be led by an instructor. I mean, I am a meditation practitioner, so I do have classes where I help people to meditate. I do the guided meditation for them. There's plenty of resources online. Try whatever is accessible to you and what you enjoy doing. If you already have a meditation practice, that's great. If you don't, look for different resources to learn meditation. And then I want to talk about writing it out. Journaling is not only for creative purposes, but for emotional health as well. Keep a journal around for times when you're beginning to feel stuck or on something that's bringing you down, or even when you accomplish something that you want to celebrate. Both situations can equally serve the purpose of boosting your self-confidence. Writing out negative experiences is a tactical way of getting them out of your head and towards a more constructive solution. So I always talk about in my health coaching programs, the importance of keeping a journal, also a food journal. So maintaining a gratitude or awesomeness journal puts you in the position of recognizing all the good about yourself and your life on a day-to-day basis. Whether it's written in a physical notebook or an online platform or typed in the note section of your phone, you can start anytime. And up next, I'm going to be sharing some practical journal prompts to get you started. So let's take a look at that. Here's a quote. In the journal, I do not just express myself more openly than I could to any person, I create myself. And that was written by Susan Sontag. So, as promised, here are some fun journal prompts to help boost your self-confidence. Practice self-love and begin your writing journey. So what are you grateful for? What do you want to feel tomorrow? How did you surprise yourself this week? What are you really good at? How would your best friend describe you? What makes you unique? Who appreciates you? What will you accomplish in the next 5 years? What is the best compliment that you've ever received? What emotions do you associate with confidence? Write a letter to your body, thanking it for all it does for you every single day, right? While we're on the subject of journaling, an effective way to really check in with yourself and to establish some motivation to reach your goals is to write a letter to your future self. This can be a very insightful experience. It puts you in the now and represents the things you want to be sure you remember. Imagine writing a letter addressed to yourself for you to read 5 years from now. What would you say? What kind of questions would you like to ask? What goals would you want to have achieved in 5 years? As you write your letter, you will begin to think of the actions that you could take now to ensure that that letter is relevant in the future. Write it up with pen and paper, seal it in an envelope, and keep it in a safe place. Alternatively, you can use a site like futureme.org, and don't worry, I'll put that link in the notes, where you can choose when the letter is sent to your email. So you could give that a try as well. And then let's talk about seeing is believing. A visual interpretation of your goals, values, and passions is a great addition to your living space. A vision board in particular can be used to motivate you, cultivate gratitude, and express your creativity. And here's how. You define your intentions. What do you want? How do you want to be feeling? What is it that you feel that you need? Gather your supplies of choice. You could use a poster board or just a blank sheet of paper. Find images that resonate with your intentions from the internet, magazines, or other resources that you find useful. And then create. Make sure to create a mix of words and images that fit the qualifying theme of your vision. Place them in a way that makes you feel good and then glue away. Place your vision board in the area of your home that you will be able to see it regularly. Everyone's will look completely different, and that's the point. Maybe you want to cultivate a sense of joy. You'll want to include images and words that make you feel joyful. Or maybe you want to cultivate a sense of security. If that's the case, you want to collect things that will make you feel safe. Whatever your goal may be, keep in mind that you're making this vision board for you. Do you have any experience creating a vision board? If not, and you're on Burn Along, back in January, I think January 5th or January 3rd, I did a class about a vision board. So go back and watch that class and take it from there. Surround yourself with people who push you to be your best self. I love this. So first I talked about being alone. And now I'm going to talk about a strong support system. So both are equally as important, right? And a support system is an important tool to have when life gets a bit heavy. As mentioned before, building your self-confidence is a work in progress, and it's truly not a linear experience. Some days you will feel better than others. Some days you'll be able to find solace alone, and others you'll be longing for external support. And all of that is okay. There is no substitute for having people that you can trust and rely on to make you feel good. Turn to family and friends when you need to talk rather than getting caught up in that spool of negative, that self-talk, negative loop that I talked about earlier. You want to eliminate that. When you're in a group, they can lift your spirits and help you to recognize your faulty beliefs that you are manifesting about yourself in trying times. And I'm going to say that when I first started health coaching, I was all by myself. It was 2020. We were in the height of COVID. I started in February of 2020, and I was alone. I was alone in my home every single day. I wasn't going to work any longer. And, it was a trying time. So what I decided to do for myself was to hire a business coach. And it wasn't just a one-on-one, but it was a group business coaching program that I was in. And we were always on Zoom, and the business coach would then put us in breakout rooms on Zoom where we made friends with different people and we supported each other and we lifted ourselves up. And I noticed the difference between that and being in like a corporate America environment. There was not that support because everyone was the same corporate ladder. So there wasn't that camaraderie and that support system that I got from this. And it helped me tremendously. It helped me at a time where I was totally alone in my house. And it also helped me. Women were helping women to achieve the same goals. There were a lot of health coaches in this program that were doing the same thing that I was trying to achieve. But instead of keeping our secrets to ourselves, we shared them because we're all different and the world is huge and there's millions and millions of people in this world. So there's enough for everyone to go around. So you certainly need to have a support system. And mine was just beautiful. And after those 3 months were over, 3 years ago now, and I still have all of those women that I met in that business coaching group. And we still all meet and we chat and we lift each other up, and we're in our own little private groups now, and it's just wonderful. So let's go on to stand in your power. So far, I've discussed how to cultivate greatness for ourselves with how we think, reach for our goals, and who we surround ourselves with. But there's more. The way we present ourselves is not only indicators of our confidence, but also a way to strengthen our confidence. We've all heard when you look good, you feel good. But have you heard of the power of poses? Power poses are simply the body language that we embody when interacting with people that emulates and creates confidence. So I'm going to drop a link to a video that's going to talk a lot about that. So you'll get a deeper look into that on your own. So don't forget to love yourself. This is by far the most important part of the process. Some days you will feel more confident than others, right? But it is a huge feat to love yourself despite it all. You are perfect just the way you are. You need to believe that. Even when you aren't feeling like it, you deserve to be loved. And you sure should remind yourself of that regularly. You deserve to be loved. Everyone has different ways of expressing their love for themselves. Here are a few great ideas that I advocate for. And the first one is take a nice long bath at the end of the day. It's a way of rewarding yourself. Now, when I say take a nice long bath, I'm talking about an Epsom salt bath with essential oils where maybe you want to light a candle and put some soothing music on, and you're telling your family and your kids or your spouse, listen, This 20 minutes or 25 minutes is for me. Please do not interrupt me, bother me, tell me someone's on the phone, anything. This is my time. That's a way of saying that you deserve this, okay? And it's a way of loving yourself. Also, maybe you want to go for a walk outside or cuddle up with a book. Make plans with an old friend. Unplug for the weekend. Leave your phone. Don't check social media. Forget Facebook and Instagram. Don't check your emails. Nothing like that, right? Give yourself that break that you deserve. You deserve it. Let yourself know that you deserve it. Visit your favorite coffee shop. Go in there with your laptop, journal, relax, have your favorite latte, whatever it is. Plan an adventure. These are only a fraction of the many things that you could do to show up for yourself, to let yourself know that you are loved, right? What ways do you show yourself that you love yourself? Think about that. And let's go on to quote alert. Here are a few of my favorite quotes. Pick your favorite and post them somewhere that you could go back to when you need a reminder. Put them on your laptop, put them on the mirror of your bathroom, leave them at your desk, wherever you're going to see these quotes, and read them and remind yourself, and over keep instilling them into your mind. So these are some of my favorite. The first one is from the Buddha, and it goes like this: you yourself, as much as anybody in this universe, deserve your love and affection. Mark Twain said, a man cannot be comfortable without his own approval. So don't wait for others, right? Eleanor Roosevelt, remember always that you not only have the right to be an individual, you have an obligation to be one. Ralph Waldo Emerson, what lies behind us and what lies before us are tiny matters compared to what lies within us. Why should we worry about what others think of us? Do we have more confidence in their opinions than we do of our own? Brigham Young. Malcolm Forbes. Too many people overvalue what they are not and undervalue what they are. Louise Hay, another favorite of mine. You have been criticizing yourself for years, and it hasn't worked. Try approving of yourself and see what happens. Oscar Wilde, to love oneself is the beginning of a lifelong romance. Another one from Eleanor Roosevelt, no one can make you feel inferior without your consent. So these are just a few. You can find plenty of them on the internet and wherever else, you know, that you spend your time. Facebook. I just want to thank you for sharing this experience with me. I love sharing this topic with people who are eager to take control of their lives and achieve greatness. Also, don't forget to thank yourself for loving yourself enough to take some time for you. If you have any further questions, please don't hesitate. You could reach out to me at susan@susanlopresti.com. I'm always here to support you. If you've been wanting to make changes to improve your health, to look and feel your best, you're not alone. So many women reach an age where they're realizing that the years are beginning to make a difference in them, and they're not happy with the way they are feeling, and certainly they're not happy when they look in the mirror, right? So I developed a couple of programs that I am offering this spring and summer that are individual health coaching programs. The first one is a 12-week Goddess program that's unique and customized to each individual client. And the program sets you up for success long after the 12 weeks are over. You will be armed with the tools and the resources needed to accomplish your goals that you set for yourself. And I also have that same program in a 4-week program. And that's for someone who has like smaller goals, easily obtainable, but they're just looking for someone to help to kickstart them into the process. You could go to my website, www.susanlopresti.com. That's where you'll find my coaching programs. You could read more about them. Reach out to me if you have any questions. And then before you decide which program you want to join, please make sure that you schedule a 30-minute health assessment with me to determine if I can help you on the goals that you're looking to achieve and if we're a good fit for each other. And so with that in mind, again, my website is www.susanlopresti.com. Go to my health coaching programs, read all about them, and then we can decide if we are a good fit for each other. So again, thank you so much for being here with me today. I so appreciate each and every one of you, and I look forward to seeing you here again with me next time. Take good care. Bye for now.